Hello, let's continue our Sudoku adventure with X marks the sum by Strosahl. So this is a pure X sums puzzle. So we do have normal 6x6 Sudoku rules, meaning in each row, each column, and each 2x3 box, we are placing the digits 1 to 6 exactly once each. We still have these clues outside the grid. These are X sum clues. What you do is you take whatever digit is next to the clue. Like let's say this was a 4. And that's how many cells you use in that direction for the sum. So in this case, we would need these 4 to add to 12. So we could do, for example, a 3, a 5, and a 1. And that should add to 12, I hope. No, yeah, it does. Okay. Anyway, even if it doesn't, pretend it does. So these add to 12, that will fulfill this X sum. Remember that the digit that does the count is also included in the sum. That's important for some X sums. All right. And that's it. Those are the rules. There's a link in the description if you'd like to try the puzzle yourself. And I'm going to get started right now. Okay, so 3 is a given. It has to be 2, 1. That's just the only way we're going to add to 3, because this is the count. We can't do a count of 1. A count of 1 always is 1, because the 1 is including only itself in the sum, right? The 1 is only including itself in sum. That would be an X sum of 1. So you can't put a 1 next to any of these, because the only way you would do that is if the X sum was a 1. And then 2 is the maximum length of a 3 sum. It's going to be... You can't just put a 3 here, right? Because that tells us to use all 3 of these. Anyway, hopefully that's clear. So that's 2 and 1. It probably was clear before I even had said anything. This one is interesting against this 10. If we just kind of flow here, because normally for 10, you can consider 4 as an option, but the only way to do 4 is to minimize it completely. 1, 2, 3, 4 adds to 10. Without the 1, our minimum is 2, 3, 4, 5, which adds to 14. So... cannot be a 4, and then 2 is too small because we'd have to do 2, 8, and 8's not in the puzzle. So this is definitely a 3. And so these 3 add to 10, which means these 2 add to 7. So this is either going to be it's not 3, 4, it could be 2, 5, and it's not 1, 6. So I guess it is 2, 5. And that means that these are going to be the 4, 6. Okay, cool, that's progress. This 3 probably affects this 13. We definitely can't do 13 and 2, can't do 2, 11. Can't do a 3 because the 3 is here. And 5 is too big, because if we do 5 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the minimum, and that adds to 15. So this has to be a 4. Oh, interesting. And I'll think about this 4 a little bit more in a second, but this is really flowing. This 4 affects the 6, right? Because the only way the 6 is a 2 here is if it's 2, 4, and that's going to repeat the 4 in the box. So the only way to do 6 is with a 3, making this a 1, 2 pair. 1, 2 pair affects this, giving us 5 and 2. All right, so this is 5, 6. This is 4, 6. This is 1, 2. Oh, and the 1, 2 is resolved. That's 1, that's 2. Nice. All right, so can we work our way up to this 8 next, or do we need to think about this 13 first? I want to think about the 13. You could go directly. You could say, well, this is a 4, and so the remaining 3 cells need to add to 9. 3 and 9. The other way to think about that is the 2 cells that are not in the sum are going to add to 8, because 13 plus 8 is 21. So that's interesting. What can I say about this 8, though? We could do 8 and 2. We could do 2, 6. If we do 8 and 3, 4 is too big, right? Because that's minimum 10. But if we do 8 and 3, then these 2 would add to 5. Wait, is that true? Yeah, they'd be add to 5 without the 3, so they couldn't be 2, 3. So that would be 4 and 1. So is there a problem with 3, 4, 1? Not that I see. Is there a problem with 2, 6? Not that I see. But that does mean that this is either 2, 6 or we can keep these penciled in, because the 2 and the 3 do affect this cell in a unique way. But we don't know if this ends up being a 1 or not. 2, 6 or 3, 4, 1, which puts the 2 there. Interesting. Now these add to 8. That's interesting. We could be 2, 6. Now again, it's not an X sum, right? It's the outie of the 13. We already have the 4 filled, so these just need to add to 8, which is going to be 2, 6 or 3, 5. So we could do 2, 6 like this, or we could do a 3, 5 pair. It's interesting because these are kind of connected in a weird way. They use the 2 and the 3 for sure. That's definitely true. They use the 2 and the 3 because this is one of the 2 3s, And then this uses a 2 or a 3 to add to 8. It's either 2, 6 or 3, 5. So this cannot be 2 or 3. So this could be 1, but not the bottom one. Not 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, I guess. So does that places the 2 in this column. This can't be 2, so that's our 2. Okay. There must be something I'm missing. Is it this 12? It might be this 12. I haven't thought about it yet, I think. Do we want to think about the outies? Or let's think about how many we can use first. So again, 5 is too big. We can definitely use a 4. Can we do 12 and... We can't do 2. So I guess this is 3 or 4, just naturally. 4 would make the outies... Let's see. The outies of 12 are always going to be 9. We cannot make these 2 add to 9. We'd have to do 2, 7. So this cannot be a 4. This has to be a 3. That makes this 2, 6. Perfect. That makes this 5, 3. Makes this 4, 1. Oh, nice. That's 1 and 2. That's 5 and 6. Okay. This is a 5. Let's just fill these out. This is 1, 2. We need 3, 4. And then here we need 1, 6. Okay. This is known for the row. That's a 5. So these already add to 8. So this has to be a 4 to get us to 12. So that's 3 and 4. That's 6. That's 6 and 4. That's 1 and 6. That's 4. This digit is the 1. And then we need the 3 and we need the 5. And oh, this one is 6. Nice. Cool puzzle, Strosahl. I liked how that flowed. Like as soon as we made a deduction, there was an X sum that was affected by that deduction. I think I needed to do this 12 maybe a little earlier. I'm not sure because we had the 12 resolved in an interesting way in that this couldn't be 4 because the outies couldn't add to 9. That's a really clean way to think about it. There was probably a direct way to think about it. Is like, if this is a 4, these need to add to 8, and there wasn't a way to do that anymore. But that's harder to think about, right, than just knowing these 2 can't add to 9 because there's a 2. Anyway, cool. Well, let me know how you did. If you enjoyed this, why not leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.